That's what we've got in store this month. Woohoo! All right, so before we go any further, get comfortable. Let's really enrich and allow ourselves to be here now. Choose to be here now. Call all pieces and parts of yourself into this moment and choose to be here with this moment, this time, this theme. Call all pieces and parts of yourself into the present as you choose to be here. Choosing to be here is one of the most powerful things you can do. Choosing where to place your attention is a skill, is an art, and it empowers you beyond measure. If you feel that you want to place hands on the body at some point, do that. Or perhaps you just want to have the hands in your lap or lying down by the side. Perhaps you want to lie down. Just take these moments. We have time. There is space to enrich yourself with what you need. To take up the space. To allow your breath to take up space in the body as you watch the inhale and the exhale on its journey. Nothing to change or fix. See if you can step out and be the queen of your observations. Observing breath, taking up space. Allowing the wonder of this next module, the fertile crown, and this theme of enrich and allow to have its way with you. This key word, allow. How much more can you allow in your life? This energetic that comes from focusing on what enriches you. And how these plant spirits will enrich and transform and transmute anything that no longer serves you. Cardamom, the enricher. Palmarosa, the great harmonizer of thinking and feeling. And sandalwood, the one who honors the past. With each breath opening to enrichment and welcoming the flow of abundance of breath through every single cell of your body. Inviting these plant spirits to walk with you this month, to nurture you, to guide you to receive fully, to guide us to receive fully, without hurry, without force, without judgment, without expectation, without pressure. Honoring the endings that have brought us here, the moments that have been composted, released, and surrendered, knowing that they are sacred as part of this unfolding richness. And just mentally, if this resonates with you, you can repeat, I release the need for perfection and simply allow myself to be present. To breathe, to feel, to receive, to enrich and allow. Often when we're on this hamster wheel of life, being driven by our mind, most likely, our expectations, whether they come from others or ourselves, we can go into overdrive and it becomes such a pattern and habit of behavior that we don't even realize that we're living from that place, that motor that runs and runs and runs. And this month really invites you into noticing when you're being run by the motors of the mind, expectation, And let yourself know that it's okay to receive and to acknowledge that motor that really is a habit behavior, a survival mechanism, a habit that can be shifted and changed in order to allow more of what you want to luxuriate in. As the late summer is here and we approach the change of season, we see how nature has this way of also allowing. The leaves will fall to enrich the soil. And the seeds will fall in order to germinate over the winter, or perhaps to be eaten by the animals, stored for winter, or perhaps taken into our kitchens, into our apothecaries, our dispensaries, our herbal medicine cabinets for sustenance and support and resource through the winter and the fall, the autumn. Nothing is wasted. Everything has its way of enriching this life-death cycle, this sacred reciprocity. And we can't have one without the other, and the other without the one. All of it's sacred and vital. Spend the next few moments just watching your breath, enriching and allowing within the vitality of your being. And just taking a moment now to acknowledge the last 3 months. What has been composted and transformed? What has been brought to life? What has been let go of? Knowing that each of those themes, those oils, has fed into the next one, and to the next one, and to the next one, and here we are now. Everything part of the whole, reaching up, reaching down, reaching around, expanding, contracting. Knowing that any friction that's felt creates expansion and awareness. And taking one last breath in, enriching all the cells and allowing movement in the body. Letting go anything that wants to be released, consciously or unconsciously. And when you're ready, slowly bringing yourself back into the room you're in. Feel the body. Take a sip of any tea or water you have. And if you haven't got a pen or paper with you, I recommend getting one. And if you do, just taking a moment to write a couple of notes or things that came to you, any revelations, any understandings, any ideas. They may or may not come. Just take a moment to jot them down. Or luxuriate in what you've created in your being. All right, so the soul journey overview. Okay, so enrichment happens through cycles. I pointed towards this in our little gathering, in my little visualization, meditation, prayer, whatever it wants to be called. And enrichment happens through these cycles, through endings, through surrender, through this sacred life-death experience that nature goes through, that we go through. You know, within a day we can bring alive things and things fall away. And this is really about the remembrance of this cycle, of this sacred hoop, of this sacred wonder that we are in. And we are in it in terms of soul growth. So you might be noticing that there can be this activation of things that you always wanted to do, but just haven't had the time to do it throughout this whole experience. You know, we're on month 4 now, so we've still got 5 more months to go. But you may notice in this time together that things are being activated and things that I know I certainly am. And you might notice that things are falling away, habits, behaviors. And there might also be the death throes of not quite being ready to let that thing go, or really seeing that thing that you've wanted to let go of coming up and causing such a ruckus at being let go of. It's like, I'm not ready. And it's like, yes, we're ready. And enrichment comes from what is composted, what is released, what is surrendered. And endings give it meaning. It gives life meaning. It gives purpose. And this is, you know, when we look at nature, nothing is wasted. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is for naught. It's this principle of the medicine wheel, the cycles of nature, the seasons. As women, we have that through our life, but we have that in terms of our monthly cycles. And we can watch the moon and how it runs through her cycles. We can watch the seasons. We can watch how nature does it, how nature does these cycles. And you can look at nettles, or you can look at, let's choose nettles since that's come up. You know, nettles, they have the seeds that come out, this richness and abundance in spring and summer, and this aliveness, and then now they're all starting to die back, at least around here. And you'll see the seeds are much darker, the ones that they're producing. And, you know, it's like, okay, so spring is like, yeah, hi, whoa, I feel good. I'm green and I'm, you know, full of nutrients. And then they go and they keep like, you know, showing off into winter. We can use them in nettle soups. We can use them for all sorts of things. And then come autumn, they're ready to kind of go, all right, I'm a bit tired. I've had a great time. Here you go, have some seeds. Catch me before they go over. And then I'm going to go and just kind of rest for winter. And then I'll be ready to come back for spring. And really, this is enrich and allow in a very simplified expression or example. And this month is less about explaining and more about experiencing. So, sitting back in your throne. This is how I see cardamom. What did I write about cardamom? I've written many things about cardamom, but this is what I wrote about cardamom. Luxury, opulence, kingly and queenly. And then for sandalwood, I wrote luxury, nourishing, enriching. Palmarosa, astringent, dissolving, connecting. And, you know, when I almost see, no, I do see, I'm going to claim it. I see cardamom like the Queen of Sheba. So cardamom like the Queen of Sheba, like bathing in ass's milk and really just, you know, lying on the whatever it's called, Tanya, you probably know the name, you know, being carried about by whoever wants to carry her about, and really just owning that luxury, that opulence. And we may as well go extreme with it, because let's face it, we're also conditioned not to have it. That there's no way we're going to be able to kind of pop into that thing where it's a narcissist or, you know, whatever, where it's too much. So I invite you this month to really go full pelt on Queen of Sheba stuff. And what a great time of year to do it as well. You know, when the nights are starting to draw in a little bit more, those lovely baths, salts, candles, but get even more opulent, do even more. I don't know, I'm going to get creative on that one. Is it time to wear velvet? Can we wear velvet? I feel like I want to get a new jacket with velvet. I love those velvet elbow pads. Anyway, so go opulent. Prosperity and richness are inherent in nature. It's just inherent. Go outside and look around. And it's a reminder, when we have been fed so much conditioning and probably experienced lack. I know I definitely have been there, where the nervous system is scared of how it's going to survive, or the being is scared of how it's going to survive. I've also experienced richness. I've experienced both, and I wonder if you have. Just take a moment to consider times in your life where you've experienced what can seem very opposite. Well, they certainly are very opposite experiences in the body. And then you look out to nature. You just go on a walk. Even in winter, in the depths of winter, there is a richness and abundance. It might be that it's in the soil, you know, germinating all those seeds. And it might be in the fires that are lit. It might be in the skies, you know, a certain light in the sky. So this richness is there. You only need to look outside now for the abundance of wet weather or the sunshine or anything. So just look to nature to see these principles of generosity, of richness, of abundance, to remind you what that feels like and how that is. And this sequence is really about allowing those truths to be felt, embodied, and expressed. So I've just had a flash of getting dressed up. No, maybe we should have got all dressed up for this, come with crowns, and whether they were flower crowns or, I don't know, velvet dresses. No, I don't have a velvet dress. But anyway, point being, enrich and allow on whatever level and whatever way that is to you. But I want you to ramp it right up, not in some effortful way, but really from that potent consideration of, how can I enrich myself? And watch what happens. You know, I speak about midlife magnetism. And the reason I speak about that is not some kind of catchy phrase. Well, it is supposed to be a catchy phrase, but it didn't come from, oh, I know, I'm going to create content about that. It's actually because the experience that I've had over the last 2 years, having changed my life in so many different ways, I have been able to see how this composting and, hold on, let me find the words for this. I have watched the transformation happen of how I have gone from this fear-based lack energetic place that I was in, which didn't look like it from the outside, but it was very much my experience. to things all falling into place. And it didn't just happen overnight. I definitely have had to do a lot of rewiring of my nervous system, of my thoughts, patterns, behaviors. And it's all because I've been doing aroma point mastery for 4 years and other somatic work in order to see my patterns, in order to be able to step back and go, oh, what am I creating? What keeps, I'm doing this because it's me stepping back, observing myself, go, what do I keep perpetuating? Because I worked hard, I showed up, I did all the things, but something was not settling. And that midlife magnetism has come from this very natural sacred cycle of life, letting go of the things, and it's a work in progress, of course, because I don't think we're ever finished, but to be able to see how I was able to say and be more discerning and say no to certain life situations, yes to others. And it took me on quite a journey. Some of you know it, some of you don't, but it took me on quite a journey where I called last year the Phoenix year, the letting go, and literally everything felt like it burnt to the ground. And, identity, homes, health, relationship, all of it burnt to the ground. And then this year, this magnetism has come into being where things are happening relatively quickly. And it's a wonder. And it's like, oh my God, it's like having composted. It's like a heroine's journey. You compost all this stuff. It's like nature. And then the riches are all starting to come. The quality of relationships I've got, the work that I'm doing, the ability I have to communicate in certain ways, to really feel the richness of life. And that is this life cycle. So I want you to take a moment now and just consider your own life. Consider your own life. And perhaps this is a good time to do some journaling. I wonder if we should do it before we do the sequence. Okay, yeah. I think what we'll do is we'll do a couple of questions to consider. You can contemplate, you can write them down, you can write notes in your app or your phone. But I want you to consider, first and foremost, what feels like it is burning to the ground in your life or has done over the last year or two. What feels like it's burning to the ground and wants to be let go of? First thing that comes to mind. What is being released to be composted? Where do you hold back from pleasure and joy? By the way, a note on that point. If you find that you naturally hold back from joy and pleasure, start doing some somatic release work. You can find stuff on YouTube. I've got stuff that I can send you. It can be as simple as waking up in the morning and starting to point and press your feet, turning on one side, bend your knees, rocking side to side for 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and then the other side, and then lying on your front, wiggling your hips, and then just breathing for a bit. You want to get the charge out of your system. If you are wired to be hypervigilant, to take care of others more than yourself, more often than not, that's a learned pattern of behavior from when you were a child, and joy and pleasure gets put down to the bottom of the list because actually you're in survival mode on some sort of level. So really, this is something I've had to learn the hard way, because I didn't realize quite how much I was holding back from joy and pleasure. But when I did joy and pleasure, I had a great time, but then I'd feel guilty, blah, blah, blah. So really vital way of replenishing yourself is to release the charge from your body, and you will find that joy and pleasure becomes much easier. And you might then, because sometimes what happens, okay, this wants to be spoken out. Sometimes what happens is that when you are in some sort of pattern of behavior, people pleasing, survival mode, any sort of trauma in the system, you forget actually what brings you joy and pleasure, because it's not a priority. It's how we're wired, it's how we're built. It's brilliant. It's an excellent way that we are trying to be in survival mode. However, you want to get out of that mode and retrain your nervous system and brain so that you can remember what brings you joy and pleasure. And so when you're holding back from joy or pleasure, there could be a very good reason for it. So don't worry about it if you have, but just get some understanding, some awareness around it. You can, of course, work with me on it if you want to. But part of this journey is about owning what enriches your soul and your heart and your creativity and your beingness to be here in life, and really own that. And how brilliant is that? What a relief. But it takes time sometimes. Sometimes we just have to compost that other stuff, rewire ourselves, do all the stuff to allow it. So, what old story about richness is composting? Let's think of another way to say that. That could be a story about, I don't deserve it. And I'm talking richness as in the food you eat, the way you live your life, how you wake up in the day, how you spend your time, who you spend your time with, that sort of richness. And it can be around money and finance and abundance. It can be around, I don't have time for that because I have to do that. Is that an old story that needs to go? And sometimes it can feel really overwhelming because you're like, oh my God, I've got so much of this stuff to do. Just choose one thing. Choose one thing. Often than not, that'll lead to the other things. And where is life already offering you more richness than you expected? All right, now let's get into the oils, who are the star of the show. Yeah. All right. So we have these three oils to return us to our natural rhythm of receiving and circulating richness, this sacred reciprocity, this number 8 on its side or on it, doesn't matter, just sacred reciprocity. And we have, I want you to take, have you got all three oils, Tanya? You've got two of them. Have you got palmarosa? You've got palmarosa. Have you got cardamom? Okay, so you haven't got sandalwood. Not yet. Okay. So, you can use any sandalwood. Yes. So let's begin with, let's see which order the sequence goes in, because I haven't done the sequence this time round. Okay, we're going to begin with palmarosa. And I'm going to bring this up. All right, so smelling your Palmarosa. It has this lemony green, sweet fragrance, aroma. And I was looking at a study yesterday, and it was by the BMC complementary and alternative medicine people. And it was about the comparison of the efficacy of aroma acupressure and aromatherapy for the treatment of dementia-associated agitation. And I can send you the paper, I can put it in our things. And it said that the researchers found that both approaches, aromatherapy smelling, aroma acupressure, well, we're actually doing aroma, we're doing aroma point therapy, where it's light touch. In this one, they are using it, but they're putting slightly more pressure. But it helped reduce agitation and supported relaxation by shifting the balance of the nervous system, lowering stress activity and encouraging more calm. So something as simple as that can bring agitation down when in these challenging situations. So this connection, breath, plant, mindful touch is comforting and a very powerful way to bring it into our daily lives. You know, just before what I didn't get onto saying is one of the girls, oh, I did say it, but one of the girls is feeling anxious. So we did an oil and a point. And then I helped her locate into this room, you know, look at all the shadows, light, and that helps you to orient into the now, the body, the nervous system, the brain. And it took maybe 2 minutes. And she's like, oh yeah, I can breathe a bit more easily now. You know, it wasn't fully fixed. She's still got anxiety. She's still got to go to school, but it gave her a tool and something. And we repeated the affirmation, I am safe, I am safe, I am safe. So little small habits like this to, yes, we can do the big work. Yes, we can do all that. But actually, sometimes in the moment, something as simple as smelling an oil, rose. I gave her cardamom to smell. She's like, oh yeah, I like that. At first, opened her up, sat her down, and we did the oil and the point. So even that, I didn't need to go that far, but 2 minutes that took. So Palmarosa, the great harmonizer of thinking and feeling, opens communication between the mind and the heart. You know, we've got this bridge here that often things can get stuck in, right? What we're feeling in our heart, what our head thinks, there can be this divide, there can be this separation and cut off. And this brings us into right relationship between mind and heart. I mean, yes, please. It softens dominance of fear-based thoughts. Wow. I mean, I feel emotional just with that bit. Like the relief of, oh, I don't have to figure it all out. I can just take my Palmarosa. I can put it on a point or I can smell it. And it softens that domination of fear-based thought. And in that, it creates a spaciousness for the heart to speak clearly. So this month, a reminder to myself, and it might be great for you too, when I come to a moment where I'm in a fear-based thought, quite often, unfortunately, but it's rewiring. I am rewiring it. As I smell, this is an aroma. We're basically anchoring in scent right now. So we're anchoring scent with intention. So smelling Palmarosa and setting the intention that each time I smell that, when I've got a fear-based thought, that my heart can speak more clearly and that I remember that I can come down into my heart. So this is an evocative way to instill an intention with scent. So this conflict where our hearts are saying and feeling one thing and our hearts are so magnetically huge compared to our brain, but if our attention is always up in the mind and in the contraction and in the busyness and in the monkey mind, our focus, this power of choice, is going up and we become stuck in this habituated pattern. And by using the oil and the point, what we're doing is we are resolving that inner conflict to come down from the contraction and the busyness into the truth of the heart, especially around resources and receiving and communication. And this allows us to refine our sorting capacities to distinguish between our automatic desire, our authentic desire, and our old programming. Old programming, fear, lack, not enoughness, anxiety, attachment stuff, blah, 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 bloody hell, it just goes on and on. And then, in this simple moment of coming down into an oil, a point, Palmarosa is this harmonizer of thinking and feeling. Overthinking, yes. Feeling. How am I feeling? Oh, okay, that feels better. Okay. So we are going to work with listening palace. And actually, let's go through the oils and smell them and allow them to be the star of the show, and then we'll do the sequence together. So that was Palmarosa. Now, Palmarosa, the other thing I wanted to say about it, it's no, I'm going to talk about that when we do the sequence. If you need a replacement for that, you can use, like I said, geranium rose or clary sage. But if you want something to smell like it, lemongrass. But energetically, you want those two that I just said. All right, so sandalwood. Okay, so I want you to, if you don't have sandalwood, I want you to imagine a really rich wood table, sandalwood table. See if you can pick up the scent. See if you can imagine the scent. It really is quite smoky and obviously woody, and it fills up the being. And I'm going to bring up this